All right, hello everyone. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is the first video of my new series. I'm really excited to introduce it to you guys. The song that you guys just watched was of a song of mine called The Judge. The Judge is a song I wrote about 5 years ago, and it's evolved into what it is today, and this is the verse and chorus riff of that song. So today I'd like to talk about all the instruments that I use and the recording software that I use to record this. And so first, let's start with guitars. So this is my 2010 Gibson Les Paul Traditional. I've had this guitar since 2010 and it has been my main electric guitar ever since. I absolutely love this guitar. It plays amazing, the neck feels amazing in my hands, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I have played many gigs with it, and it has been my main workhorse for a very long time. So this guitar has Sir SSH pickups in the bridge and Sir SSV pickups in the neck. I think these pickups sound great. I've had them in here for a few years now, and I thought about upgrading to other ones such as bare knuckle mules. I know that's really popular right now, and they sound great as well. Or maybe even like a Seymour Duncan JB in a 59. But for now, these will remain in the guitar. This guitar also has Kluson locking tuners that I've installed on it. I think they're really good. However, they also add a substantial amount of weight to the headstock. And so I'm thinking about converting back to a more traditional style. I have also installed a bone nut on this guitar, which I think you should do on every guitar. It makes a huge difference. One last thing that I've upgraded is the wiring harness. I've installed a 50 style wiring harness from a company called 920D out of Arkansas. Really cool company that has great products. I'll post a link to their website in the description so you guys can check them out. The second guitar I use on this song is my custom-made Warmoth Telecaster. This guitar is based after a 1960s Fender custom Telecaster. It is a Warmoth body made out of swamp ash with a charcoal frost metallic finish. It also features a double cream binding, which is just like the 60s style. I really love that. I think it's an awesome look on Telecasters. This guitar also has Sir Classic Tele bridge and neck pickups. They sound pretty great. I'm a fan of Sir pickups. They're very well balanced. It also has a Wilkinson bridge with brass saddles. To me, if you own a Telecaster, you need to swap the bridge out for brass saddles. They have this chime to them that sound incredible. One of the most interesting parts of this guitar is the 4-way reverse control plate. This is also made by 920D. So what this does is instead of a traditional 3-way switch, it adds a 4th selection to it. So the first selection is the bridge pickup. The second selection is the bridge and neck pickup in parallel. The third selection is just the neck pickup. And the fourth position is the bridge and neck in series. With the control plate reverse, you can access the volume knob in a much better way, in my opinion, in order to do swells. And that's something I really like, is having that great access to the volume knob, as you can see in the picture where it aligns with your palm. In this song, however, I only play the bridge pickup. Everything about this guitar is custom made to my specifications, and if you haven't done that before, I strongly recommend it. It's a great thing to do, and you can get exactly what you want. Warmoth is a great company based out of Puyallup, Washington, that makes custom guitar bodies, guitar necks, and also bass bodies and bass necks. I'll post a link to Warmoth's website in the description as well. All right, so last but not least is my PV-T40 bass, which my grandfather gave to me many years ago. So this is my American-made 1978 PV-T40 bass. It features a 3-piece ash body with a maple neck and fretboard. It also has 2 humbuckers with a 3-way selector switch and a phase reversal switch. According online in the spec sheets of this guitar, it weighs 11 pounds. But it honestly feels like it weighs 20 pounds. This thing is like a tree with strings on it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know. I once played a gig with this bass in high school, and I doubt I'll ever do it again for how long we did because it killed my back when we got done playing. Okay, so let's talk about the amplifiers I own and use in this song. Okay, so this is my mid-2000s Marshall JVM 410H. It's a 100-watt head that features 4 channels, each with 3 gain stages. Each channel also has a 3-band EQ. So in the song The Judge, The settings are on the second channel, which is considered the crunch channel. And I'm on the third gain stage of that, which is the red LED. If you have one of these, or if you want to look up a video of this amp, you'll know what I'm talking about. And in the song The Judge, I have it set to where the bass is about 11 o'clock, the mids are at 12 o'clock, the treble is at 1 o'clock, and the gain is at 11 o'clock. The second amp I use on this track is my Fender Hot Rod DeVille. This is a 60-watt amp with two 12-inch speakers. This is a 2-channel amp with a clean channel and a dirty channel. The dirty channel also has an extra gain boost. I predominantly stay on the clean channel and use pedals for my overdrive and reverb. This is the amp that I like to use live. I think it's a great combo amp, and it's much easier to lug around than my Marshall and a 412 cabinet. This amplifier has lots of low end, so I like to roll back on the bass and boost the treble on the amp's EQ. So instead of miking up my amplifiers in the traditional way to record electric guitars, I like to use speaker emulation software or impulse responses. Using impulse responses allows me to record guitar silently with headphones, or I can just use my monitors as my playback. My go-to speaker simulation software is from a company called Ownhammer. I think they make great impulse responses of some of my favorite speakers. One of my next videos will be about impulse responses and how great they are to use at home. So let's talk about the effects pedals I use on this track. The first pedal I like to talk about is probably my favorite overdrive pedal. This is the Boss SD1. This pedal has been around since the early 80s and it is a go-to for many guitarists. This is considered my always-on pedal. I like to use it in front of almost every amp that I play. Typically, the settings I like to use on this pedal, I like to dime the level, meaning I take it all the way to 10. And I like to keep the drive all the way down. And this is good for playing in front of my Fender amps to kind of tighten that low end up. It's a great sound. Now with the Marshall, what I like to do is roll back the level a little bit to maybe about the 3 o'clock position, and then turn the drive just up a little bit, and that boosts the Marshall sound to a really gnarly type of overdrive. So let's talk about the second overdrive I use on this track. This is the Earthquaker Devices Plumes. This is another one of my favorite overdrives, and I'm seeing it a lot more on people's pedal boards lately. This is a very loud overdrive pedal. It's based after a tube screamer circuit, but I think that it has a lot more gain to it than a typical Ibanez tube screamer. It has 3 different modes to select from, and I mainly stay in the second mode, which is the loudest by far. And I do know that the third mode is based upon a regular tube screamer circuit. And here's the last effects pedal that I use on this song. This is the Holy Grail Reverb from EHX. This is the nano version. They make a much larger version of this too. I recently got this from my buddy Kent, who gave it to me for my birthday, and has now become my main reverb that I use on my pedal board. It has a great spring reverb sound, and also the hall reverb is selectable here, and the hall sounds great on a nice clean Fender. I don't typically use much reverb on a song. You know, a reverb, whether it be spring or a hall, can be very dramatic. It doesn't take much reverb for it to be over dramatic, so I kind of base it around 9 o'clock and below. All right, and that completes my first episode on YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching my video. If there's any topic that I covered today that you'd like to know more in detail or go over, please let me know in the comments. And as always, like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time. Thank you.